Welcome back to another episode of The Ideal OneChunkMan. I'm SourceChunk as always. Glad to have you back for another one. Last episode we had a bunch of progress working towards gear upgrades, namely being Void gear for all three combat styles, as well as getting defenders up in Burthorpe with some creative routing. So this episode, now that we're up in Burthorpe, we have some exploring to do. Potentially some cool things we can unlock, but first we gotta figure out how we're gonna get there, so strap right in, let's hop into the episode. Alright, so let's talk what our goals are for this episode. So the main goal is we would like to get on this side of White Wolf Mountain. Now, it's not for any specific reason, it's just because in general there's a lot of stuff that's unlocked once we get onto this side. You know, Catherby, Sears Village, Ardoyne, Yanel, all of Filda Bills, all of the Gnome areas, you know, Elflands, everything is over there. We can't get too much else where we are right now. We can kind of be where we are, go in the desert. We can't go to Mauritania yet, so it'd be nice to be able to unlock like another half of the land, basically. So that's our goal for this episode. Now, unfortunately, there is only a couple ways to get over White Wolf Mountain. So looking at it, if we zoom in here, the two ways over top of White Wolf Mountain, both either from on the ice part or around the outside, both of them start from right here at this entrance. And unfortunately, to get to this entrance from over here means that you have to walk through this chunk. There's no way, like this diagonal down here, you can't go around the outside here, you have to walk through this chunk border. There's no way to get to here from over here without going through this middle chunk. And unfortunately, this Towerly chunk is real bad. If we turn on sandbox mode just to show you, opening the Towerly chunk and the Towerly dungeon will unlock us, obviously Cerberus, but since we're Slayer backlogged, we can backlog that, but everything else is still quite bad. So Black D had Van Braces, level 79 crafting, 85 smithing for processing a rune bar, and then these low best and slot tasks, which are not a big deal. But the two top ones are very big. I mean, this is almost as much as you'd have to do if we unlocked the Dwarven Mine with 85 smithing, 83 crafting, so slightly higher, and then 92 mining. But mining is basically a side product of smithing anyway, so I'd much rather do my grinding with this stuff at the Dwarven Mine where it's more efficient than having to worry about doing it like here with my current methods or whatever. So we don't want to unlock anything that has this kind of grind before doing Dwarven Mine, basically, and that's not going to be until later in the future. I don't want to do that now. It's going to slow down the account quite a lot, like I explained a couple of videos ago. So if we consider that not possible, what are the other ways we can get on the other side of White Wolf Mountain? Well, there's this passage here between these two houses, but unfortunately this requires the fishing contest quest, which requires us to be over on this side, unfortunately, and do stuff, so that is out of the question. So there's no way around, over top of, or under White Wolf Mountain, but there is a way to kind of just avoid it completely. To the north here, that we unlocked last episode, there's this path, and most people take the path and go to the east side. This is the data arena for the quest, and then you go up to Trollheim and God War's dungeon eventually, but the path actually splits off to the left side here as well. And I bet you've never gone this way before, never looked into this dungeon or gone this way before, but it actually leads all the way out to the Fremennik province in Drelica, and this is the Slayer Cave right there. So we can actually get into the Fremennik province, and obviously from there it just connects to everything else, Sears Village and Catherby and all that. But we can get to there just by walking this path and going this way, which is great. That's exactly what we want. Now, unfortunately, this is where my planning fell apart a tiny bit. It didn't account for everything here, so unfortunately there's basically a rock to climb over right here at the entrance, and that requires you to have climbing boots, which I was aware of, but it also requires you to have 15 agility, which I wasn't aware of. I had missed that, and if I had read some more on the wiki I would have gotten it, but unfortunately I did not notice that until too late in the planning, so it's not something that I planned for. However, we're going to plan for it now because it's something that I really want to do, getting over on the other side. So it's something that we're going to make happen, no matter what. Now, the way that we're going to work on agility is we want to be able to work on it somewhat efficiently because we're going to have to get a fairly high level. I'll get into that later, but for now, just know that is not going to be just 15 agility. We're going to have to get higher than that because of other things we've already unlocked. So to start off with, we don't have any level 1 ways of training agility, which is why we don't have to train it yet. And there's not really any good level 1 ways around us that I want to unlock, but there are level 5 methods around us. And we've actually been lamping agility with random event XP for quite a while now, actually. It's been something that I've had in the back of my mind, so we're actually at level 4, almost level 5, just from lamping. So one more lamp and we'll be there, which is exactly how I planned it. Not for this, but for other things that I knew would be coming up. So with that being said, at level 5 there are a couple options for us. The two that I'll point out are just down here in Falador, there's this wall shortcut here, and that's a level 5 agility shortcut, but it grants you 1 XP climbing one way and 0 XP climbing the other way. So that's a method that could get us up to level 10 or level 20 or whatever we need to go to the next real training method. But that's not great. It's quite slow. It's not really an agility course or anything, so I'd prefer better. If we go over here, excuse my scrolling, to Zaya, and we go to Shazian, actually in the most recent rework of the Shazian house a couple of months ago, they added an agility course here as well. You can kind of see the agility icon in an already unlocked chunk, but since we didn't have the 5 agility yet, we're not required to do anything on it. But there's actually 2 agility courses here, and they both extend kind of into this chunk here. So if we unlock this chunk here, we'd be able to climb on the whole agility course, which is level 5 agility course, and we'd be able to train like that from level 5, which is perfect. That's exactly what we want. That would, however, let us get Shazian favor with the infirmary here. So if I just need to unbacklog the soldiers here that we're able to kill now, that we're able to get favor. Don't worry about how I'm doing this. This is just a new method of backlogging stuff. What you need to worry about is the fact that now we'll be able to get Shazian Boots 5, which is a ranged Pestin slot feet wear. So not a big deal though. We can gain favor, and that will not take us too long. And this will be a nice upgrade also. So with that, we'll have a level 5 agility training method. Now there's nothing showing up for agility yet because the website doesn't know that we can get level 5 yet. So we'll get to that in a second because we haven't lamped it yet, but once we decide to lamp it, we can tell the website that we've lamped it. So for now, let's go to our next training method. Now level 10 will be the next obvious one, but at level 10, the training method is Drainer Village. Now I would like to do rooftop courses because rooftop courses grant us Marks of Grace, and they're usually a good XP source too, but Marks of Grace would be good because we do have up here, we have the Rogues unlocked, and that means we can get Graceful. So I'd like to be able to do mostly rooftop courses if we can afford to. So I'm not totally sure exactly how we're going to do this, but unfortunately the Draenor course is not something that we can do. It would seem like it's very obvious that we can just unlock it. You know, we've locked ourselves in Slayer with Konar, so we're not worried about getting a task from Spria, but unfortunately unlocking this chunk would mean that we can finish the Poor Sign of Interest quest, and that grants us 1000 Slayer XP. And if you remember, if we get like one more level, which 1000 Slayer XP would definitely be enough to get one more level. If we get one more level in Slayer, we'll have to grind up to 65 mining, which I would rather not do because that's an extra 10 levels in mining that are not required basically. So for now, I'd like to avoid that. And I think having to stay on the Shazian basic course for 10 extra levels rather than switching to this course for slightly better XP and probably like 5 Marks of Grace, like that's not a big deal versus like the 10 mining levels would be a bigger deal. So I think that's a worthwhile switch right there. Now, so instead of grinding from level 5 to level 10 on the Shazian course, we'd be grinding from level 5 to level 20. And then at level 20, we can get on our first rooftop course, which is the Al-Kharid rooftop course. It's already unlocked. Rooftop is good for mercs. We're good to go. All good. That's set. Level 20, training method done. Up to level 30 from there would be the Varrock course, which we also already have unlocked. It's a rooftop course, which is great. So we'll train from level 30 to level 40 on this course. And now at level 40, you'd want to unlock the next rooftop course, but unfortunately, that's over in Falador, this chunk here. And this chunk here also has the Dwarven Mine, which means 85 smithing and all that. So this is a chunk that we cannot do, and we will not be able to have access to this agility course. So we'll have to stay on the Varrock course for another 10 levels. So instead of training to level 40 on this course, we'll train to level 50. At level 50, we want to switch to the next course, which is in Canifis, but unfortunately, we can't get to Canifis or honestly any of Mauritania because to do the quest, we have to go to this chunk here, the Varrock Palace chunk, and that, because of Bryophyta underneath this chunk in the sewers, would also be an 85 smithing grind. So we're not able to do that either. Unfortunately, once you're 20 levels above the agility training course that you're on for a rooftop course, you gain 80% less marks of grace, and we don't want to do that, obviously. And obviously, also the training method would be quite bad at that point, not very good XP, so we need a better method. Now, luckily, we've already actually unlocked one. If we go back to Shazian, over in Shazian, I mentioned there's 2 agility courses here at the beginning because they're kind of stacked on top of each other. The first one is level 5, but the second one starts at level 48. And it's a good method for us. We could train to level 50 on the Varrock course, and at level 50 switch to this course here. Now this course does require a mithril grapple and a crossbow, but we're not too far away from getting a mithril grapple. We already have mithril unlocked. We're already like 50 or 51 smithing, so to get the extra levels to get to 59 or 58 smithing with a boost of +1 would not be too bad. I think it'd be worth our time, especially since we're not able to get any of those other courses I was mentioning. So I'll consider that as something that we're willing to do. So we'll unlock this course, and then at level 50 we can train from 50 to 60 there. Now at level 60, we'd like to be able to switch to the Sears Village course at level 60, but unfortunately that is kind of where we're trying to get to, so it's not something that we can access. There is one other method that we can do. I'm not sure if it'll be good, but there is the agility pyramid down here, and this agility pyramid, usually you think of it as, oh, that low-level agility thing that, you know, low-level Iron Men go and get their money from it or whatever at the beginning of the account. But it's actually, I think, a decent XP when you get to like level 60 or 70 because you don't fail very much, and it gives you some nice money as a side note, and it scales with your level a bit. So it's something that maybe we're going to unlock and be able to use, but we don't have to use it because there's nothing there that is a requirement, and there's actually nothing on the way that is a requirement either. This chunk here is empty basically, besides this genie cave, which is used in a quest later on. This chunk here is entirely empty, but it lets us walk around this water now onto this bridge, and then going into this chunk here, even doing the agility pyramid itself isn't a requirement. We'll have to kill a vulture for a diary task, but that's easy enough. And so now we have access to the agility pyramid if we want to. And that could be a good training method. Maybe we'll use the Shazian Advanced course from 50 to 60, and then 60 to 70 we'll use the agility pyramid, or maybe we'll use the agility pyramid most of the way or none at all. But it's an option, and that's nice to have. Now I was thinking of unlocking Narda here while we're next to it, just so that when we need to bank for more food and water skins, we could just quickly go back and forth. But unfortunately, Narda has a hunter shop in it, and we don't want to worry about hunter quite yet. It'd be nice to be able to route around that and not worry about it, so I'm not going to unlock Narda yet. However, we do have a nice backup option. If we just run up here across the bridge and back to Polnivniche, there's a guy in here who trades banknotes for unnoted items, and so we can just use that guy to unnote food and water skins that we bring with us noted, and that won't be a bad method if we decide to do this, so that's taken care of. Now, once we get to level 70 through some combination of Agility Pyramid and the Shazian course, we'll be able to access the Polnivniche course. And at level 70, this is the best method, so we're all good there. It's a rooftop course, which is great, so we can train from there. Now, this is where I thought we'd have to end for agility training. That's all we'd have to get. But unfortunately, there is more. Now, if we go ahead and tell the website that we've lamped agility level 5, which we can do by going into chunk rules, and at the bottom there is something that lets us check off the ability to manually add active chunk tasks, which is useful if we decide to lamp up a skill to start training, which is exactly what we've done. So we can check that off, and go to manually add tasks. Don't worry about what I'm doing here in specific, but I'm basically just telling the website that yes, we have access to the Shazian basic course right here. And with that, we can see that we have an 88 agility requirement for the Chrome Slayer Dungeon shortcut. This is something that I didn't think about. I had kind of ruled the Chrome Dungeon off limits since we didn't have Boots of Stone a couple episodes ago, but the shortcut here actually starts in the room that you're allowed to walk in without the boots, and getting to the other side would cause no damage, and then you can basically teleport out as soon as you get there or go back in the pipe and you wouldn't take any damage at all. So this is something that we'll have to do, unfortunately. And also, unfortunately, we don't have access to any better method than the Pawn of Niche agility course here. The next course we'd be able to unlock at level 80 would be the Relica course, but unfortunately that's on the wrong side of White Wolf Mountain again, so we wouldn't be able to unlock that before having to grind this. Now, Pawn of Niche isn't that much worse than the Relica course, so I'm not too worried about it, but it is going to add some extra time to meaning to make this video, so yeah, that's something that we'll have to worry about. Now, also you'll see there's a surprise 80 thieving grind, but that's no big deal. It's for a shortcut in the Rogue's Den minigame, but we already have blackjacking unlocked, and we'll have the Rogue's outfit unlocked within the Rogue's Den once we get 50 agility, so we can just blackjack with our double money and grab 80 thieving pretty easily, and then the Rogue boots here for magic best in slot feat. Again, we're already getting the Rogue's outfit, so no big deal at all. So this is the plan. Like I said, Shazian basic course at the start to level 20, then Al-Kharid course, then Varrock course to level 50, then Shazian advanced course to level 60 or 70 with some agility pyramid mixed in, and then the Pawn of Niche course at the end from 70 to 88. We might be able to boost our way from like 85 agility, so that is the plan. Let's get into it. Just to start things off this episode with the progress, while I was talking there and planning out this whole thing, I've been AFKing sand crabs because, well, why not? Get some nice combat levels, but this is 75 strength right there. But yeah, let's go ahead and I'm thinking we'll go ahead and work on the smithing level for the Mithril Grapple first, since we're kind of already over near there, and we'll figure out what to do from there. Alright, we're over here working on mining and superheating some iron just like we have done in the past, and this actually gets us to 77 magic. Very nice level. Again, surprised it's this high at this point in the account. I was not planning on it being quite this high, but very nice to have. I will come back because I think we're going to get a smithing level and a mining level at some point during this session, so I'll be back when that happens. Alright, and with this ore here, it should be, there we go, mining level and a smithing level. Very nice. So we have plenty of levels to go for smithing still, obviously, but most XP, of course, comes from the actual hammering of the bars. So we'll finish collecting them, and then I will meet you in Varrock, where we'll be processing them into plate bodies. Actually, before I head to Varrock, I just realized we have a bunch of iron ore in the bank from the end of our mining grind last episode or the episode before, so may as well process these. So I've got my inventory set up for the AFK superheating method that I showcased a few episodes ago, and we're just going to go ahead and do that while I have these ores, because that saves me a lot of time. If I've calculated it out, this should be enough, so we'll go ahead and do these and then off to Varrock then. Got a beginner clue from sand crabs. Okay. Alright, I have been smithing for a little bit here. It goes quickly when you make these plate bodies because each inventory is like 10 seconds long, but this right here should be, in a couple seconds, 58 smithing. And with 58 smithing, we can boost one level with our Dwarven Stout that we have bought to make the Mithril Grapple. So let's go ahead, I'll grab some Mithril out of the bank and we'll go ahead and make one or two of those. Alright, got my 2 Mithril bars, we'll make 2 of them. Got my Dwarven Stout, go ahead and sip that and make a Mithril Grapple tip. And we'll make a second one. I actually think we need to attach these to Mithril bolts, so give me 1 second. Okay, there's 2 Mithril bars more, and well, actually, hold on. I probably only need to make 1 set because I forgot we make multiple. But no, can we not? Okay, hold on. Hold on one more second. Okay, and then take the feathers and attach them, then attach the mithril bolts to the grapple tips. Okay, then we have to attach rope to them, right? I should have, yep. Okay, there we go. 2 mithril grapples, very nice. Feels nice to have this done. Yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead and work on the next thing now. And that next thing may not be what you were thinking it would be. So I'm in the Sorceress's Garden, which is this mini game that you unlock after Prince Ali Rescue. It's in Al-Kharid, and you're basically trying to get to the center of this maze. There's 4 mazes, but I'm in I think it's the springtime one maybe. But you're trying to get to the middle of the maze and pick up fruit. But in my case, I'm grabbing the herbs. Now you might be wondering, why am I grabbing the herbs? Why am I not going for the summer garden, which is better than this one? And that's all because of the kinds of herbs that we can get. If you'll notice in my inventory, the herbs that I'm getting are cleaned herbs. And that's very important because I don't have the ability to clean herbs yet because I haven't unlocked herb lore. Now you might be wondering, why do I need clean herbs? And that's a good question. I don't really, but it'll save me some time in the future if I do this now. So there is a random event called the Dr. Jekyll random event, and if you have a clean herb in your inventory, when he comes, you can trade him for a potion of varying kinds depending on which clean herb you have in your inventory. Now, you're not really able to do this without herb lore. The only ways you can do it is if you use this NPC in Narda to clean your herb, but I've already said we don't want to go to Narda quite yet, so this is the other way to get clean herbs that's close to me. Now, the herb that we want specifically is an Erit, because with an Erit we can trade that to him for an agility potion. And that means that we don't have to get any herb lore levels or finishing the quest or anything, which would be a whole mess, but instead we can actually get agility potions before we would be able to otherwise, and that'll be able to shave us off 3 whole levels for agility. So, gonna come back to you when I get that herb. There we go. Didn't take too long. Next run, got the Erit leaf. Perfect. So we'll just keep this on us for now, and then whenever this guy comes, we'll be able to trade it, and we'll be all good. Alright, so the first chunks we'll open up are going to be the desert chunks. We've already unlocked these 2 that are free, and now we're just going down to the third one, which has the only thing that we actually have to do, which is killing a vulture for a task, and also unlocks the agility pyramid, which we cannot climb on quite yet. But killing this vulture here, okay, did not need to bring another weapon, but that works. That is a task done, and these are these chunks done, so I think now we're going to go to Shazian and unlock that one. Alright, over in the new chunk, we have a step of Client of Korend to go ahead and do. Should be very quick, and we're not able to finish the quest yet or advance any further. We still need Piscurelius, so no big deal there. Let's go ahead and work on Favor now. Alright, so working on the Favor here at these med packs. They changed the layout of this. I'm not sure if I like it. When you were able to do it before, the soldiers were much closer together. However, the med packs were further away. They were kind of outside in another building, so it's probably about the same. I'm sure Jagex tested it to make sure it was similar rates, but yeah, it feels a little weird, but it's much more ingrained now. It doesn't feel like a weird square building that you walked around in circles forever, so this is nice. If you figure out why we're doing this, we have to get 100% favor so that we can wear the tier 5 Shazian boots, which is a best in the slot for ranged for us, so that is what we're working on currently. I'll probably get up to whatever percentage I need for organized crime, and then I'll do that until I get high enough to do all of the soldiers, and then the soldiers will get me to the top 100%. So I'll be back when we are done with the healing part. Okay, and that right there should be, yeah, perfect. So with that favor done, we'll go ahead and do some organized crime now. So if you're not familiar with what this is, I will tell you about it in a second. So basically, in random parts of Zaya, every like 30 or 40 minutes, an organized crime gang will pop up, and if you just kill them, basically they'll all swarm you. And this might actually get kind of dangerous, but if you're able to kill them, you get favor in Shazian just for killing them, and then also sometimes they drop these little intelligence notes that you can bring back to the person in Shazian, and they'll give you even more, I think, or maybe they just give you XP. I'm not sure exactly, but I know that this is way better XP than having to worry about doing the healing. So we'll do this until we get to whatever we need for the soldiers, and then yeah, I'll go to that. Alright, so we're all done with grabbing favor. We're not 100%, but we don't need it because these soldiers give a little bit as we're fighting them, and we need to work our way up to tier 5, so we're going to go ahead and start from tier 1 and work our way up to tier 5. I've got some potions here from the Warriors Guild as well as potatoes. Very nice shops there, so we'll go ahead and kill these guys, and I'll be back once I get the tier 5 armor. Shouldn't be too hard. Alright, and then with this guy killed, we should have the last piece of tier 5 once he dies. I didn't have to get the full set, technically. Technically, all I need was the boots, but may as well get the full set over here. We can, like, store it in the house or whatever, and it'll be useful for lizardmen if we ever want to fight them, so nice to have. But yeah, I think that's all of the prep work that we need, and all the stuff that we need to do before actually doing the agility grind, so now we just need to wait for a random event to give us that last little bit of XP. So I'll be back once we get that. There we go, very nice. We have a dunce random event. I haven't been waiting too long for this. I was doing some stuff on the side anyway, working on finishing up, trying to implement diary tasks for the Chunk Picker website, so not bad at all. We're gonna go ahead and just finish this up, and once we use the book on agility, we should be getting that level 5. So very exciting. Go ahead and put it on agility now, and there is level 5 agility. Excellent. So we can start running laps on this course now, and yeah, I don't know what to say. It's going to be a long grind from here on out, but I'll try to update you with anything interesting that happens, and hopefully we get through it together. So I will see you in a bit. Alright, we've been getting like a level lap basically here, but there's level 10 agility. This is what we could switch to Draenor Village for, but like literally I've done 5 laps, and each level is 1 lap or 2 laps maybe at most once we get up high, so I'm happy with my decision. I'll be back at 20. Almost missed it, but there's level 20, and that is enough for us to go to the next course. Didn't mind this at all. It's honestly fine. Like, if for whatever reason you don't have the other courses unlocked, like I don't know. If you're a chunker, I'd recommend it. It's a nice course. And we'll be back here for the advanced course once we hit level 50. But yeah, let's go head over to Alcrid and get our rooftop action on. Alright. I've already run 1 lap, but this is a nice place to be. Rooftop course. We'll be getting some Marks of Grace soon, hopefully. Just a thing I'll point out is I'm recording this right when Group Iron Man is coming out, so there's actually a lot of people here that wouldn't be here otherwise. Like, there's a ton of people on low-level agility courses because of this, so it's just something that feels weird, but I think we're going to be running into a lot of them, especially when we get to like agility pyramid. That's a huge thing for new Iron Man accounts, so I imagine it's going to be very crowded. But yeah, I see a Mark of Grace down there. Let's go ahead and grab it. That'll be our first one of the account, with 259 at least more to go for that graceful outfit. Very, very nice. Quick update here after we go over. There is, I just skipped it, but there's 30 agility. Very nice. Yeah, let me finish up this lap. It only took like 50 laps to get from 20 to 30, so not bad at all. I'll finish up this lap, and then we'll head to Varrock for our 20 level grind in that city. Alright, so on to Varrock. Got 11 Marks of Grace, by the way, from 20 to 30, so nothing to scoff at. But now on to Varrock. Like I said, our plan here is 30 to 50 agility, and we'll be doing this course. It's going to be a while. Like, from up to this point, this has all been 1 day, basically, of training agility. Not even that. It's been like an hour or 2, basically. But we're probably still going to be here all day tomorrow, since the XP isn't great here. But that's not just because of unoptimal routing. I think this is actually a decent route, and it's not that much better when you go to other courses. Low-level agility training is not great, so not complaining too much. But yeah, I'll be back once we hit some milestone, probably 40. Yeah, I'll be back when I hit 40. Okay, and we should be able to just go ahead and cross over here, and once we land, there we go, 40 agility. Very nice. So this is where we would move on to Canifis, but like I mentioned, we cannot, which is fine. So definitely still have the bulk of the grind in front of us, but yeah, I'll be back in, I don't know, maybe a day or so, and we'll have 50 agility, so wish me luck. Alright, the end of this lap should be 50 agility. Been here for quite a while. It's actually the third day I've been on here, I think, but I haven't been doing it too vigilantly or anything. But yeah, there we go, 50 agility. Very nice. Lots of group Ironmen here, so at least I've had some company on the course when otherwise it'd be not nearly as popular. But yeah, we can go to the Falador course now, which of course we can't actually, but yeah, we'll be moving on this course. We have 104 marks of grace, which actually isn't quite enough. I'd really like to get one more mark of grace, because at 105 we can afford 3 pieces of graceful, whereas with 104 we can only have 2 pieces. So I'm probably just going to stay here and get one more mark of grace, and then yeah, that should only take like 5 minutes, so give me 1 second. Okay, so I just grabbed the last mark here, 105, and you'll see 372 laps here is what it took. So not crazy or anything. It's not like I'm running thousands of laps or anything, just a little bit tedious, and the XP rate is not great here. So I'm looking forward to the upgraded course, our level 48 advanced Shazian course. But let's go grab some graceful before we do that. Alright, so we're here in the Rogue's Den. Let's go down south here and talk to, I believe her name is Grace. Yeah, that would make sense. And we can buy 3 pieces, and those 3 pieces are the hood and the gloves and I believe the cape. So that works out perfectly. As you can see, we can fit these 3 pieces on perfectly, and actually these 3 pieces are very intentionally these 3 and not other pieces. Not just because of the cost, but because of the slot. And I'll come back to that later, but just know that this was planned, and it feels very nice that the plan has worked. But yeah. I'm going to go ahead and gear up for the Shazian Advanced course, which means we'll need our grapple that we made, as well as a crossbow. And yeah, I'll go ahead and meet you guys over there. We'll check it out and see how it is. Alright, so we are over here now. It always takes a while to get over here, which is kind of annoying, but once we're here, we're probably just going to stay here. So yeah. The start of the course is the exact same, actually, so I'm not sure exactly how it works. I guess that the scale the XP drop at the end to be a lot higher, and I guess the parts that are harder, you scale harder. But yeah, so usually we go north here, but instead we're going to go to the west. And I think this is this is a grapple spot here. So we're going to grapple here, and this takes us to the advanced part, which is real cool. I know in RS3 they have advanced courses, but it's nice to see that they've implemented a load of that in this. So we can hop across down here. Very nice, very athletic. And another grapple, looks like. Very nice. And finally, a zip line. Cool. And the XP drop is very nice. Oh, almost 400 XP. Yeah, very nice XP drop. I'll be back once we hit milestone level, probably. But, yeah. Yeah, no, I'll be back in a minute. Alright, so I've been running this course for a while now. You can see my XP per hour up top there. It's about 25k per hour, which is definitely a lot better than Varrock. It's nothing to write home about, but it's quite decent for this level, honestly, comparatively to like the other courses that you unlocked at this level. So the Falador course basically is not that much worse than the Falador course, so I don't mind this at all. It's a little bit more tedious, 52 agility, thank you. But it's not too bad or anything, so I don't mind this at all. Also, another thing to make note of is my run energy. It's basically at full right now because, oh, well, not if you fall. Not if you fall. I still do fail these, unfortunately. But if you don't fall, or if you don't fall too often, it's actually like a net neutral or net slight positive on run energy. So it takes about like 20 or 18 energy to get back here, and it basically recharges fully over the course. So this is very nice with my exact agility level and the exact amount of weight that I have and the amount of graceful that I have. Very convenient. So yeah. I'll be back with 60 agility, or if anything noteworthy happens. Okay, I've been running and actually got the Jekyll random event. I have my ear in my inventory because I'm smart. So there we go, Agility Potion 4. Very, very nice. So usually you do this for a quest that you need the Agility Potion for, like type of One-Eye Trio, I think. And this is a pretty common thing for Ironman, but we're going to use it, obviously, for boosting our Herblore level, actually, without unlocking Herblore. Sorry, boosting our Agility level without unlocking Herblore. So, yeah, very nice to have. We're going to be, like I said, using this for the shortcut, 88 shortcut. We can get to 85 instead. I probably won't use it anywhere else because we don't exactly have like a ton to go around, but I technically could use this to like boost up to the Pawn of Niche course like 3 levels early or something, but like I said, we probably don't have enough to like actually use that for that, so yeah. I'll be back in a minute with 60 agility. When I say a minute, I mean a day. Okay, I think it should be at the end of the lap here, but we should be hitting 60 agility. You can see my XP per hour has gone way down, but that's just because I left my computer open. But yeah, 60 agility, very nice. I think we'll probably switch to the agility pyramid now. I'm just kind of getting bored of this course. We've run 356 laps, and lap durations are about 47 seconds. The whole lap, if you include the part where you're not actually on the course, you're running between them, is about a minute each, so that's probably about 356 minutes to do that efficiently. But I take lots of breaks and I AFK for a little bit, or I do whatever because I'm, feeling lazy. But yeah, we'll go ahead and try out the agility pyramid now and see how it is. And maybe it's worse than this, but we're looking basically to have something higher than 25k, because that's about what I can get realistically here. So we'll see how it is. If it's comparable, then I'll probably do that, because we also get the money aspect of it too. But yeah, hold on. We'll be right back. Okay, so I gotta buy some stuff before we go to the agility pyramid. I need a lot of water skins, and I also bought these desert outfit here. And here's where my genius comes in. So the desert outfit actually fits just perfectly with the Gracelore set that I've had, that I got before this. So that's why I got these pieces. This way I can have 3 pieces of Graceful, but I can also have the desert outfit on, which extends the amount of time between drinking from your water skin while you're in the desert. Each piece adds on, I think it's an extra like 12 seconds or something. So very nice, good planning. Very happy with this. So yeah, I'm gonna stock up on probably like, I don't know, like 200 or 300 water skins, and I'll go ahead and note them, and when they were noted in my inventory, I can unnote them in Pawn of Niche and all that. So yeah, I will try out a run of this and then meet you back and let you know how it was. Alright, this last lap is going to be the last one I have for this first trip. Went pretty well, actually. You can see XP per hour is 26.2k, and I'm still failing a decent amount. 26.6k now, but definitely it seems like it's better than the other course, and I'm making a lot of money, so it seems very worth it. You can see my inventory here. I have like 330k. I started with 10k, so that's 320k basically. Unfortunately, I forgot to bring my noted water skins, and I brought too much food actually, so I'm going to do a second trip, and this time we'll make sure we bring all the water skins noted. We'll make sure we don't bring as much food per inventory, and we will try it out. But definitely going to stay here as long as I can be bothered to, because it seems very nice. Oh, and also I got a 1 mil cash stack from that last trip. Very nice. Probably will get another 2 mil, I'd say, from this grind, maybe, if I stick it out. So yeah, just nice to have. Okay, and that is the last lap I have of my second trip, and I got about 500k from a full trip. You can see I actually brought a little bit too many water skins. I got super unlucky at the end there, so a lot of the times you can just run into bad luck and almost get screwed over trying to do this. But yeah, I think I got it down about right. If I bring like 3 or 4 wines, it usually works pretty well, and the rest water skins. So I have no reason to leave now. I basically am just running back to Pawn of Niche, restocking, and then running right back. So I'll probably be stuck in the desert for the entire time until I hit 70 agility. So yeah, but I'm 64 right now. Each trip I'm getting like about 2 levels. Obviously slow down to 1 level or less than a level once we get higher, but yeah, it's not bad. Each level takes like multiple hours, but it's not bad at all, so yeah, I'll be back after the next trip maybe. So we just finished our third trip, and you can see we're up to mill cash, so another 500k per trip, basically about the same. I just want to show something off here. So if we go, I need to buy some more wines. I like to have like 3 or 4 per inventory, so I just need a couple. But as you can see here, they're basically all bought out, and this is because of Group Ironman, like I was saying. So the issue is there's a lot of Group Ironman doing the agility pyramid, first of all, and then second of all, there's a ton doing blackjacking here. And blackjacking, you just grab these wines here because they're super convenient, but unfortunately that means that I'm not going to be able to use these wines really. I can grab a couple. There's one per world because, they get bought out, but they restock over time. So it's not too bad for me, but I'm not going to be able to rely on this for when we're blackjacking. So I'll probably have to bring my own food and unnote it the same way I'm doing with the water skins here now. But yeah, just something to keep in mind since I'm going to have to be blackjacking later on. This is usually the method that I use for blackjacking. But yeah, you can see the banknote exchange merchant here. I can just exchange, and that cost me like 200 gold or something, and the wines cost me like 10 gold or something, so yeah, it's very nice. Oh, it's been a while since I've recorded a clip, but a couple seconds here. I should be getting 70 agility. Oh, it's been a bit of a journey. It's been a very nice journey to do, but it's been a long journey. 70 agility. Oh, thank you. We should be able to go ahead and switch our course up now. We can access the Pawn of Nature course. Very nice. Yeah, there have been a lot of time spent at this pyramid in the last week. Like I was saying, Group Ironman has been a bit crazy, so like every world has a ton of people. Even like later in the week has been even more people. I would have assumed that more people would come here right at the beginning, but honestly, it's been worse the longer we've gone on. And the wines I was complaining about last clip, I think, they've gotten even worse because someone like intentionally messed up the store. An Ironman basically sold like 500 wines per store or something. You can see I have 289 laps, by the way, and 2.5 mil. Very nice. But yeah, someone like messed up all the stores, so now you can't buy any wine there for days basically, while the store like lowers its stock slowly. So yeah, not super fun. Also, totally blew it with the water skins. I have way more than I need. This only took me like 5 or 6 trips total or something, so maybe a little more than that. But yeah, I have way too many, obviously. But I guess we'll never have to worry about buying more in the future. We can just grab them from the bank. And you can see here, I didn't have the wines even. I had to buy like, I think this is whiskey or something. So yeah, definitely gonna need to bring my own food for blackjacking. But I think I'm gonna take a little bit of a break from agility. Maybe we'll go ahead and grab the rogue's outfit now, since that's something I need to do still. So yeah, I'll meet you up there. Okay, we're out of the desert finally. It's like I said, we've been there for like a week straight, so happy to be in some different scenery at the very least. We're gonna. Oh, hold on. I think we need to go talk to this guy first. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do the maze here. Not super looking forward to this. It's not like bad or anything, but it's kind of frustrating when you fail at the end. So like they could easily make the maze longer and just have you succeed every time, but whatever. Alright, end of the first lap of the maze. Gonna go ahead. These click boxes are horrible. Oh my god. Yep, failed it. Excellent. So, yep, just didn't get anything for that, and now I have to wait because my run energy is down, so... Yep, not fun. Probably just, like, crack the wall safes here in the meantime. So, yeah, I'll be doing this while I'm waiting for my run energy to come back. Get some free money and some gems, so yeah. Do that. I'll be back once we have the full outfit. I don't need to update you every single time. Okay, this is the last crate. It took me like 15 runs or so, I think. Didn't too great on luck. I messed up twice, I think, on the very end. But yeah, we're gonna forget about that. We had the full rogue's outfit now. Wasn't too bad, just took like an afternoon basically. Very nice to have. I think he was saying the boots are best in slot for magic or something, which is I don't know, irrelevant, but this is obviously best in slot for thieving, which is not an actual thing, but it's amazing for thieving because with pickpocketing you get double your loot, which is very good for blackjacking, obviously. So we're going to be using this blackjacking when we try to go for level 80. And you know what? While we're up here in Berthorpe area, we need to go climb over that rock that has driven us to do so much agility in the last 2 weeks. So let's go ahead and run around. I got my climbing boots in the inventory, so I'll equip those in a second. But yeah, we're going to climb this rock just so we can see how far we can get. I know we can't roll a new chunk yet because we still need to get another 18 agility levels for that shortcut. But at the very least, we can climb. There we go. So yeah, usually you head to the right here for the quest, but we're going to be heading to the left. So yeah, a couple more rocks here we can climb, but unfortunately we'll be able to get only within sight of where we're trying to get to. Unfortunate, but yeah, this is as far as we can go. It feels good to get this far, but it really sucks that we can't go any further until I spend another week or so training agility, but that's how it is sometimes. So close, but so far. But unfortunately, I think that's probably where we're going to have to cut this video short. I have a lot of clips, so we're going to have to cut into a two-parter. And also, it's been 2 weeks since I uploaded, and I'd really like to get this update out to you guys so I can get some input, because we'll still be working between episodes on working on the agility, but I don't really know what to do once I get to the other side. What to do once I get to Catherby or Ardoyne or whatever. So I'd love to hear some info from you guys. What should I do? Should I route towards getting a certain item or route towards getting a certain training method or a certain goal or something? Just please let me know. I'd love to hear from you guys. I'll be thinking of my own stuff, but if you have any suggestions, please put it down in the comments, message me on Discord or in-game, whatever you feel like. I'd appreciate it a lot. And of course, let me thank my patrons real quick for supporting me, JLo, Chagahad, and Hapri, as well as David Gardner, a new patron this week and this month. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you so much, and you let me do this. Thank you. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and give the video a like. It helps me a lot. And thank you so much for watching. Have a good rest of your week. I'll see you next time.